Hello, sports movie fans, and welcome to Locker Room Flicks Podcast. I'm your host, Frank Sullivan. With me is my co-host, Frank Darlin. Frank, how are you this morning?
All right. Starting to feel a little better anyway. So
yeah, you get there.
It's like 48 degrees out.
Yeah, it's cold up here too. I know it's getting in the teens.
Yeah, it's going to be in the 30s the next 3-4 days at night.
Really?
Yeah. This has been a brutal winter for me. From there to here, can't win. I need a nice 80-degree day here. That's what I need.
So you gotta sweat you out, huh?
Oh man, it's been horrible.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the holidays too. Usually get everybody.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know. Do you get a flu shot?
No, we don't do the flu shot. No.
Okay.
No, we got the COVID that time when they had the flu shots. Yeah, but I don't get none of that stuff. I never have.
I got the flu shot a couple of weeks ago, so I'm good for the year.
Oh, that's good.
And I know I was going to get the COVID shot just to kind of for Stella and the new baby, but I just haven't had a chance to go get it. But
yeah,
so I don't know. We'll see where that goes. What's on tap for the weekend? You got anything going on?
No, nothing today.
Kind of
no, not really. Yeah, just hanging out today. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all we've been doing pretty much. We've been going out a little bit just to get outside, but it sucks. It sucks and plus it's very busy down here now. It'll die. Tomorrow it'll be nice because everybody will go back home.
Really?
From the holidays.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But, yeah, I'd like to go out to eat. I got 1 million gift cards, but I'm not going out. I'm not going out until I feel better. So.
Yeah. They were talking about. I guess there was like something about 80,000 people at Disney on New Year's Eve or something like that.
Oh, it's insane.
And
I see the pictures.
They were saying, I guess, something. If you were taking their public transportation or something, they said expect not to be back to your room till like 5-6 in the morning or something like that.
Wow,
that's how busy it is on New Year's. Which I didn't even think of it, but
that's crazy.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Oh yeah,
it's almost as bad as going to New York City.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, we didn't do anything for the New Year's. We just kind of hung in, played some video games, and that's really it. I got another Lego set I'm working on, so that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, me and Linda did the gauntlet. Maria bought me the gauntlet.
Nice.
The glove.
Yeah,
the glove.
Done.
Yeah.
Is it done?
We finished it. Yeah, it's cool.
Nice. I got I was have to send you a picture. I got the Dagobah system I'm working on.
The Dagobah system.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll see.
Yeah, send me a picture of your Mandalorian. I'll send you a picture of the gauntlet.
Yeah, I'll send you a few that I got already.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And I agree. Yeah, I enjoy him.
Hey, listen though, you like this. We're doing it right, and I'm getting right down to the end where I'm putting the fingers in, and I get to the last finger, and there's a clip, right? And I'm looking around.
Where the hell is it?
It's not there.
Really?
There's a 2 clip, but not a 1 clip, right? So I looked everywhere. He looked on the floor, every place. So I tell you, I said, I'll chop off the 2 clips. I have to put it in the middle of the piece, of the Lego piece. And I glued it with crazy glue.
Wow.
And put it in, and it was all set. So that was the last piece I had to do. That was it.
So you were missing a piece?
Yeah, I was missing 1 piece.
That's crazy, because like I was looking...
A very important piece.
I'll do them, too, and I'm like, I think I'm missing a piece. And I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, nope, here it is.
We tried everything, though.
I've gotten a few extra pieces, but
me too.
I haven't been missing a piece. And we did the New York skyline, and the bags weren't numbered. You know how they normally bag number 1.
I like that.
That's awesome. Bag number 1, bag number 2, bag number. None of the bags were numbered.
Oh,
so
right.
I mean, luckily it wasn't a big one, but with a lot of pieces. But it still had, like 600-700. I forget how many pieces it was. But I had to take, and it's funny. I go to YouTube. Thank God, there's always something on YouTube on it. Some guy was like saying, he's like, yeah, these aren't. I thought maybe I was just tripping or whatever. He's like, yeah, these aren't numbered. So he's like, he's going through the first bag and the first few pages. He's like, there's a piece in that other bag that I need, and then in the other bag is the second piece. So I had to open all of them. And I don't know about you. I like to sort them out and put all like the colors with the colors.
Linda did a lot of that. Linda did a lot of that for us.
Yeah, I like doing
sort
that.
Them out, yeah.
Sort them out and getting them. But it's fun. I'm gonna see if I can finish it this weekend. And,
it was nice.
What's this coming here? Oh, delivery. The delivery is nonstop around the house. You got a pillow. I see. It's Target.
Oh boy,
it's wild, man. These delivery things now. How fast we've gone as just like there's deliveries and stuff like this. People don't even have to leave the house now anymore.
No, they don't. Not much.
Here, I'll give you an example before we get on to the episode. Our bed frame broke one of the nights. It was like Thursday night, I think it was.
Right.
I don't know why it just gave in. We've had it since we were married, actually. So it's been And I was like, shit, what are we gonna do? We gotta go. Yeah. When we gotta find a time. It's Thursday night, so more stuff coming. So we ended. I had to break it apart because it was like wood, and I had to get it out of the room. I still got to get rid of it today. What we did was go on Amazon, search. We found one nice one for $150. Heavy duty, sturdy.
Yep.
Put it together, and I put it together yesterday.
Beautiful.
So that's what. So at Thursday night it broke, right?
Right.
And we were sleeping on a brand new one Saturday.
Can't beat that.
Just think about that.
Oh, I know.
2 days.
Oh yeah.
For a bed frame. Where if I had gone to like Raymore Flanagan or PC Richard, they'd have to wait for it to be in stock, and then when it gets stock, you got
weeks.
You're right. I got a pregnant wife here and a baby coming on the way. I need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying totally.
Just think about that. Yeah. That's amazing how in 2 days I got a brand new one.
Wow.
But that's neither here nor there. But we'll get into the movie now. You want to break it down?
Yeah, there we go. All right. So, the introduction to the movie. We did Radio, released on October 24th, 2003. Box office info, a budget of $35 million. Did $13 million in the opening weekend. And it grossed $53 million. Directed by Michael Tollin. Michael Tollin.
Yeah.
Starring Cuba Gooding Jr. as Radio. Ed Harris as Coach Jones. Sarah Drew as Mary Ellen. Riley Smith as Johnny. Alfre Woodard as the Principal Daniels. Deborah Winger as Linda. Brett Sexton as Honeycutt. And Chris Mulkey as Frank. Simple synopsis. The story of a high school coach in the developmental challenge man who he took under his wing. Awards, 3 wins, 5 nominations. Runtime, 1 hour and 49 minutes. You watched it on Prime. I watched it on Max, so I had to pay for it, but I still watched it. Yeah.
So you watched it on Max?
HBO Max, but I paid for it.
You paid for it. I couldn't.
Yeah, well, I couldn't
find it on Max.
Well, I don't know, but I paid $3.99. That's all I know. It wasn't Prime because I can't get Prime right now because Maria's. I have to get her password again.
Gotcha.
So
it was weird because when I go to look for it, it said, "Okay, watch on Max." So I go to Max. I could not find it on HBO Max. So I go to Amazon Prime, and there's a link right on the Amazon Prime thing. It says "Watch on HBO Max." You click on the Max, it sends you to HBO Max, and I could not find it on HBO Max. So I don't know what the hell it's doing.
That's weird. I know that's weird. I know it wasn't Hulu, and it wasn't free. I didn't get it on Fandango or none of that.
No.
I know I paid for it. So, yeah. But
I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. I know.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
I'll get into my 5 fun facts.
Okay, here we go.
And it's funny. Before we start, the director actually produced Coach Carter. As
did he?
A side note, yes.
Another excellent movie.
And I'm trying to see if anyone else is the writer, but. That's fine. Written by, he actually did The Secretariat, The Rookie. So this guy has done a few other things he's been involved with.
Those are good. Really?
Yeah. But there wasn't, I don't know, I'm sure you saw, there wasn't much on this movie.
No.
Nope. I tried to I got a few, I don't have it out of 5, but I guess it said according to Jones, who I guess is the coach, I believe, right? Am I right? Yes.
Right.
Coach Jones.
Yeah.
Kennedy, or we can call him Radio, he had been treated for pancreatitis as well as diabetes and kidney issues. I guess he died on December 15th of 2019 in Anderson at the age of 73.
No way.
That just gives you a little bit about
him.
Some other things I found said. I guess the radio was inspired by an article published in Sports Illustrated in 1996, written by Gary Smith. The story detailed the relationship between radio and Coach Harold Jones in Anderson, South Carolina. That's a little bit of inspiration. My second fact, I guess, just Cuba Gooding Jr. He went through an intense process to actually portray radio. Including studying his mannerisms and speech patterns. His performance is widely praised for his emotional depth. So, that's all I got. I got one more. I guess you can kind of call it. I guess it was just this movie was up for a few Razzies. Did you see that?
Which is a joke. They gave a Razzie to what's his name, Cuba Gooding Jr. too.
I didn't see if he got nominated. I know he got nominated, but did it say he won?
No, I don't know if he won.
Yeah, he got nominated for Razzies again, which I think is a joke.
That's a slap
and also
in the face.
The Stinkers Bad Movie Awards. So it got nominated for Worst On-Screen Couple, I would assume with Ed Harris and what's her face.
I don't agree.
And Worst Actor. So and it got nominated for ESPY in 2004, which I wondered. I'd have to do a little Googling and stuff. And see who got nominated.
You mean what it ran against, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But you want to... That's all I really got. You want to get down to the characters?
No. Yeah. Well, Cuba Gooding, I'm sorry. Nobody got that from, but... Yeah, number one, I love Cuba Gooding. He's an excellent actor.
Yep.
And he played a heck of a part. It's hard to play that part.
Oh, 100%.
The mannerisms, the talking or no talking, the facial stuff with the teeth, and the whole bit. Very well done. I mean, unfortunately, he made him look like he was what he was. He was very, intellectually deprived, I should say. That's the way I'll look at it. But I thought he did a great job. Ed Harris, I love him. He's in everything. Good coach. He did a nice job playing that part. Alfre Woodard as the principal. She's an excellent actress. Deborah Winger. And Chris Mulkey and Brett Sexton. They're in all kinds of stuff. They're B actors, but they're in. So it's a really, I thought it was very well done. I really do. I'm sorry. I thought it was dope.
Oh, shit. You froze a little bit here. You there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. All right, you're coming back here.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
No, it's funny. Back when I think about it, this movie, I wouldn't really classify it as a sports movie. Unfortunately, that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Because they don't really cover the team much or they kind of do, but it's just kind of clips here and there. It's more a movie about about a disabled man.
It is. You're right. But remember too, I think the director said that they had to make it like a year thing for the movie because he'd been there forever. He'd been there for like 20 years, I think, in that school, so they couldn't cover everything. I mean, it was impossible, I think. So that's what they did. They combined it to like his mother. His mother dies in the movie. I don't know if she died then. She might have died when he was older. I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know because it's a long process. I don't know. But
no, you're right, and I think you're right. I think he blows it out of the park. But as far as a sports movie, this isn't really kind of a sports movie.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a while since I've seen this movie. I don't know about you.
Me too. It has. It's been a while.
It had a few dull moments at times, and I think you could have cut a few moments out.
I agree. Yes.
But you got to give it to Cuba Gooding Jr. His acting is top notch. If you consider a disabled person. There's a ton of movies out there with I'm trying to think. I Am Sam, where it's, what's his face plays a disabled person. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. What's his?
I like the radio part of it. Chris Penn, yes, excellent.
Is it Chris Penn? Sean Penn. Sean Penn, yeah. Go ahead. What do you like?
No, even with the radio thing, I thought that was pretty cool. radios he had.
You're right, and again, budget wise, I don't know where the hell this budget went to.
I don't know.
That's a ton of money considering. I mean, Cuba. Yeah, he was probably at the height of his career.
Yeah,
I mean, Ed Harris is kind of. Ed Harris. No, I like Ed Harris. He was great in a lot of things, but I mean, he ain't no A actor. You know what I mean?
No, he's not a leading man very much. Once in a while, but
B.
Yeah.
Maybe high C actor.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're right. That's
and everyone else is like kind of a no name. You got the girl actually who plays his daughter, who was in Grey's Anatomy for years.
Yes.
That's where I know her from. It might have been her first movie, for crying out loud. She was young.
Yep.
Deborah Winger, I don't really know her. What else was she in?
She was in Stripes.
Okay.
That I remember. I'm sure she was in a lot of stuff, but I remember her in Stripes. But she was young in that. I mean, and that was way before this. That was like 80 something. So I don't know if she's older in this. So I don't know what she's been doing.
Yeah.
And even Alfre Woodard as the principal, Daniels. That was 20 years ago, 21 years ago. She's become more profound now than then. Now today than back then.
Correct.
So.
But again,
I don't know.
Where does this budget go to?
I don't know.
I tell you what I did appreciate, and I think we might have talked a bit too, is like the props department. You got to give them A for effort, because I mean, you look around that's what I was looking at, all the 70s, the late 70s props and stuff. With
that was cool.
Cars, the house.
I know.
Got little Lazy Susan on the top with all the condiments. Like, I mean, everything was so deep. How about the radio, the vintage radios they had not tracked down?
I know. That was wild, man. Yeah, you got to track those down. I remember all those radios, too. I used
Probably
to have
cost a pretty penny, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, they may not even work, but again, you still got to track all this stuff down.
Yeah. But see, isn't it funny how he wasn't intelligent, but with the radios, he knew how to. See, I think he knew how to fix them.
Take them apart.
See, isn't that weird how your mind is? You can't drive a car, but you can fix a radio. So it's kind of.
You're right, and I think too. And again, we'll talk about it, I guess, as the movie goes on. Is Ed Harris's character, Coach Jones, brings. He was just like. The mother, I don't know if the mother didn't care, but when you look at the movie, he's just walking around, no supervision.
No.
We don't know. No. Again, this is the 70s. He's by himself. He's not engaging with anyone.
So, a lot of race stuff going on.
A lot of race stuff going on. So, he's not necessarily the little brain that he has, but he wasn't really using really much of his. He's just kind of aimlessly walking around in a shell half the time. And Coach Jones, he's actually communicating with him, and Coach Honeycutt, which is a great,
I like Coach Honeycutt.
A great name. Actually engaging with him, how to bring him out and make him kind of again better. And you got to know it, because again, you're a little older than me. They didn't have any like programs or stuff like in public schools.
No, they didn't.
So what would happen with they would just
with that kid?
Yeah, just nothing.
They put him in a place,
in a home,
crazy house, basically.
Really,
something like that. Yeah, they were brutal. They were brutal back then. They don't have the St. Jude's Hospital today, or they don't have any of that stuff today. I mean, they do today. I mean, back then they didn't have that. If you were like that, you were screwed up. They didn't want to deal with you. If you even back it up, maybe 50s and 60s, even worse.
Yeah, you didn't get any better.
No, you didn't. They didn't care back then. Something wrong with him. I don't want him.
That's awful.
I got 2 other kids. It was. I think so. I think that's the way it was back then. I really do. But yeah. But we're gonna do.
Before we get more into the movie too, I looked up all the ESPY awards.
Right.
So it was nominated with you'll get a kick, but alongside with films like Miracle.
Whew.
There you go. There's your winner right there, Miracle.
That's a tough year.
Bobby Jones, Stroke of Genius, Dodgeball, A True Underdog Story, and Seabiscuit. So I mean, it went up against some between. I've never seen Bobby Jones, Stroke of Genius, But those are all Titan movies, really, to be honest with you.
They are, man. And that came out the same year? Well, it must have. Yeah.
2000.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 or.
No wonder it made $35 million. Probably would have made more if it had a little.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know when these movies came out, but they came out the same year. So I mean, needless to say, I don't think it was winning an ESPY that year. When you get
no,
just even if you took Miracle out of it, I mean, Seabiscuit could have easily won too.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
And I think Dodgeball kind of took on a little bit later. It's more of like a cult classic.
Yeah, it did. I think. But, I agree totally with you. Very good.
But yeah, so what are your favorite parts of the movie? How many times you cry in this movie? You've seen it already.
Yeah, no, a little teary. I got last couple of sections there. The story he tells about the kid underneath when he was a kid, the kid that was underneath the house, remember, in the chicken wire or whatever he was, and he says, I didn't do nothing about it. I saw him there for 2 years under there. I didn't do nothing about it. He says, well, I'm not doing that no more. So he says, I'm doing something this time. But that was a good story. Because you had to wonder why Ed Harris was like that, you know. Mm-hmm.
Well,
nobody else wanted nothing to do with it.
And you said, it's kind of like one of those things where nobody wants to deal with it.
No.
They don't want him wearing. We don't know. I don't know. Did you look up maybe how old he was at the time?
Yes. You're right. You mean during that
radio.
Year?
So
he was like 20s. He was like early 20s.
Okay, so he was like early 20s. So he was definitely. And again, he probably got
past high school.
You're right.
Yeah, he was past high school, but
he got no education.
No.
They didn't know how to deal with him.
I think he was like 23, 22.
Okay.
Like yeah. And that's a high school. So I mean, he's probably 4 or 5 years older than them.
Correct.
Yeah.
And again, they just didn't want anything to do with him.
No, I didn't like the scene where they tied him up.
That's probably by far like one of the most brutal scenes in the movie.
Yeah, number one, that's kidnapping. Number one, so
I forgot that they.
kidnapping.
I forgot that they duct taped him. They duct taped
Me too.
his I forgot all about that. I figured they just threw him in there and just locked him, and we're messing with him. But the fact when he opens it up and he's petrified.
And that must be real. I'd say it's real. I don't think they would have made it.
It looks like Ed Harris is actually. I mean, I know he's acting, but like you can see his eyes kind of like water up, and like I don't know how he's able to hold it together and not break down because he played it so well.
Maybe too. You don't know. Sometimes they might have told him they didn't tell him what was going on, and he might have. I'm just saying, he might have been in there and tied up and said, "Okay, action. You got to go in there." And he's seen him, and that'll bring out a lot of emotion, even though it's a movie. I don't know. Maybe.
No, you're right. That's perfect. That's a perfect note because even too like when I compare it to other movies, like in the let's just say the Goonies, they never saw the pirate ship at the end. Did you know that? So when they go down the slide, they film their actual reaction of the pirate ship. It's a genuine reaction. So
right,
they do that stuff all the time.
They do. They do it in a lot of movies. Yeah, I don't know if that was one of them, but I mean it could have been. You never know. Yeah.
And I tell you, what we're on that scene is I love the fact he's like, I'm going to tell you, practice is going to run a little later.
That's funny.
That's
funny.
Nothing better than like good old fashioned, just he gonna be running. I wish they showed more.
Again.
I wish they would show more of that, and wish they showed him. You know what I mean? Punishing them more.
Again, remember? Again.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing worse. It's nothing worse than not knowing when you're done.
No, it's not. No, you're right. I agree totally with you.
He's just gonna run till I say so.
Yeah. Now, I guess I was I dug up some stuff. I guess Cuba Gooding Jr. met Radio, or James Robert. It's funny, it's Robert Kennedy. It's interesting.
I know.
The real life person who inspired a 2003 film about 3 weeks into filming. Mm-hmm. So,
I think he was on set too, I believe.
Yeah. And then it said, I think this is what you had said, Gooding prepared for his role by watching videos at Radio. Mm-hmm. And people who knew him to get in a sense of personality. He said that Radio's mannerisms and quirks seemed to be consistent with his behavior on the set. Did you notice something in the end when I know where I could get to the end, it has no bearing on the movie, but when they show him at the end,
Yeah.
the real radio.
Yep.
He looks like he has a little more with it. Yeah. I don't know if it's true, but to me, he looks like he's a little more with it. That's my opinion. I don't know if it comes with old age. He just learns a little bit as time goes on. Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like he was a little...
I think he might have just kind of played it up for the role, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
That wouldn't shock me.
No, yeah, exactly. Yep. I like when he talks to the mother, and mother says, yeah, he's got a... I don't know what it is. It's an intellectual thing.
Yeah.
It's just not there, that's all. You know, not to make change the subject, but I used to know this guy at work. I was telling Linda. Mm-hmm. He had a daughter that was had a 1 in a million thing, and she was like a baby. But she was like, I went over the house and never forget. She was like 14 years old. They had to feed her, put her in bed. She couldn't walk, couldn't do anything. She knew you were there though. She would smile and all that stuff. And I thought about it, and I said, boy, what a shame. She lived to be, I don't know how old she is. She might even still be alive, which is mind-boggling. She should have been dead like by 17. I think she's like in her 30s. But she's the same. She's like having a baby. The point I was making is she never got... Because I asked him, I said, and she said, no, she'll never be able to learn anything. It's a shame. It's a shame to say, but it takes a lot out of you, though.
You're right, and it's a hard life. And then, and even, like I said, even, marriage and stuff is hard enough in itself, as it is. And then you throw... something on top of that.
Yeah,
it's we were same thing. We were out to dinner one night, and the kid had they brought him in, and they had to leave. And some kid was sitting down, and they left early. I don't think the kid was being that bad, but they left early because if you
I understand.
And you can hear they weren't fighting, but they were just like definitely arguing a bit about it, the whole situation. It's like it's a difficult thing to deal with.
Yeah,
but at least now, again, nowadays is different because there are resources now to help.
I agree. I agree.
As much as we've gone back in society a little bit, but we've definitely progressed in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, because back then they used to push them aside. Basically, that's what they did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my other son. We don't talk about him. He's in the room. Pretty sad when you think about it. That's the way it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Horrible. How about the scene where I like it? A lot of good scenes with the kid. I don't even think I put his name down. The kid that was Frank's son. Chris Mulkey plays him. That's right. His son. That was pretty good there. I mean, of course, he has to play the bad guy. There's always a bad guy.
Yeah.
And I like in the end when he's giving him the...
Give him the end with the varsity jacket.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So
that's awesome.
Learned a lot.
No, he definitely...
Well, he thought he turned him in. Remember? He thought he turned him in.
Yeah.
He never said a word. He said...
So that just goes to show you, like, he knows what's going on. He's aware.
Oh,
He
knew
that it was really his fault, and he didn't want to say anything and snitch on him out. And I guess that's his, because again, that kid is brutal with him the whole movie, where he sends him in the girls' locker room, and
I wish he sent me in that girls' locker room.
God bless. But he sends him in there, and he's got that's I guess his redeeming quality is he ends up giving him the varsity jacket. So
that is pretty cool though.
Yeah, you're right.
Cool, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that little thing in town, that was interesting, but that's the way it is in those small towns, where they go into the
barbershop and shoot the shit with all the white men in there.
Oh my God! Unbelievable! That's all they care about because those towns don't have nothing else. Football is their thing. It's those. I've seen a lot of movies like that. Mm-hmm. Gonna win state.
Yeah,
gonna win state.
Yeah,
that's all they care about. Yeah. Hey, were you the one, not to change it, but were you the one that said to watch Black Doves?
Black Doves? No, I don't think
Black
so.
Doves series.
Mm.
Okay. Well, we're just started watching it. I forget about that right now, but it's pretty good. And then what about
Squid Game? Maybe
Squid Games and something. What's it called? No Good Deeds. How about that one?
No.
You'd like that. That's pretty good.
No, yeah.
And I know it's not the part of the show, but I got to remember them now because I won't remember them later.
Yeah.
So.
Squid Game.
It's a series. No Good Deeds. You like that?
Yeah.
But Squid Games. I know we might give it a shot. So, getting back. Yeah, I guess Cuba Gooding, he formed, I was reading this, a friendship with a local store owner named Leon. Mm-hmm. According to crew members, Cuba would often take breaks from filming to visit Leon's small convenience store and chat with him about life and community. Leon even had a small role as an extra in the film, playing a customer in a scene filmed at the store. It's little interesting things. Did you know the cast included 2 Oscar winners?
Well, Cuba, yeah.
Ringo Starr, and 3 other nominees, Ed Harris, Alfre Woodard, and Deborah Winger. Ringo Starr was the mascot.
Was he really?
Yes,
that's an odd thing.
Isn't that weird? Ringo Starr, I'm saying, who the hell was that? I guess he was the mascot. I don't know who the mascot was in the thing, but it was him.
What an odd role for him to do.
I know, I'm just telling you what it says.
Wow. That's interesting. I don't know.
Here's another thing, I don't know if you saw it. In 1976, the year the movie takes place, mm-hmm. Harold Jones was the junior varsity football coach.
I did.
Not the varsity head coach. He would become the varsity head coach until 1985. Varsity head coach at the time was Jim Fraser.
Wow.
So that was a little, but
yeah,
I don't understand why they would do that. I don't know why they wouldn't just make him, Ed Harris could have played
the varsity, the junior varsity coach.
Jim Fraser.
Yeah,
I know.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny now that you said that. As like radio, I don't want to say he wasn't really in a lot of scenes. Like he was, but Ed Harris was like if you were to consider the main star, I mean, it's pretty split between Ed Harris and Cuba, right? I mean,
oh yeah, definitely.
As far as Cuba's the movies about him, Ed Harris plays just as big a role as he does.
He certainly does. Yeah, he certainly does. Yeah, I just I don't know. It's based on a true story, which is amazing. Which it was so nice that he did that. He went out of his time to do that. Mm-hmm. He had the daughter, and the daughter was saying, "You don't spend no time with me." And then finally, she got on his side in the end, and seemed what it really meant. Well, he told the story to her. I think he told that story to her.
Yeah,
that's what he did. He told her that story.
I tell you, I didn't. I don't want to say I didn't really like that at the end. When he kind of like he gives up. I don't know. He gives up coaching football. I guess. I guess I can understand where he, is getting to be too much. And I guess I don't know. I feel like he gave up something he kind of loved. But I guess I don't know. I gave it up for his family and because he wanted to take care of radio full time. I guess.
Well, it was in 1976, supposedly, right? Mm-hmm. It said he was the coach until 1985. So that must not have happened right then. That was more of maybe that was put in there down the road because it's 9 years after that. So
correct.
And so maybe that was just put in for later.
Maybe, yeah.
That's all I can figure. I didn't know he was the coach till 85 till I read it. So
I thought it was funny how they were having this town meeting in the barbershop. They were like at any of the other places they could have had it at school or anywhere else, but they had to have it with the barbershop.
Yeah, but back then, man, that was them little towns. Football was the thing.
Yeah,
it's just like Derby High School. That football is it. That's what it is. It's football.
You're right.
Even Derby, as small as town as it is, it's football.
I wonder how much of the scenes were either made up or like the whole Christmas scene and he's giving away his gifts. I wonder if that's a true story or not.
Yeah, I know. And, I thought that was really nice, though. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really nice. Yeah, but I don't know how true it is. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
They didn't really play too much of the race card in there. It was definitely in there as far as hints of it. But again, like the scene where he gets arrested, because the guy thinks. Let's be honest, he was. I don't want to say he was racial profiling, but he was absolutely racial profiling, and he couldn't answer. He couldn't. He
couldn't defend himself.
However, but it wasn't really thrown out. It wasn't thrown at forced down your throat, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because it does take place in the late 70s, right? South Carolina, right?
Yep.
So it's definitely the spot.
Yep.
But again, they had the black principal, so it wasn't really.
No, and they had the black kid that helped tie up the Cuba Gooding up too.
So, yeah, so it wasn't just a white crime.
It was not. I'm not saying that was that guy's idea. I'm just saying that's, yeah, he was involved. Yeah, yeah. I know. I agree with you. Yeah, that part there. How about when he's what about when he's in jail and Ed Harris comes in and then he's eating with the two guys watching the game? That was hysterical.
And you see the guy who arrested him. He's typing duty.
I know. That's funny.
Again,
that was pretty cool.
The props department with the typewriters. Did you notice his daughter was in the typing class?
Yes. And they had a sewing machine in that too.
Yep.
Another sing. Every movie I see now, there's a singer sewing machine. I don't know what it is. Every movie I watch, there's a sewing machine. But yeah, you're right though. The props were done very well there.
Yeah.
The cars. Yep. I guess that about 27,000 people lived in Anderson, so not really a big.
About the
Margaret, we got
the other awful scene, the scene where his mother passed.
Oh, I know. I know. She died of a heart attack. I know he was devastated,
destroyed.
But see, they could have went into that, went to the funeral and all that stuff. They could have really made this movie 3 hours if they wanted to. That's why I'm saying they condensed this movie way down.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. I agree.
Yeah.
And like I said, they could have cut a few more scenes. Like there was a few of the Christmas scenes they didn't really need.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, I think it was that was a rough scene again because he had really no one. Well, he had his brother had to come from wherever the hell, which they don't even really show. Or
no, you don't show his brother. Yeah.
No.
You didn't see his brother, I know. I didn't even know he had a brother. So, yeah, I know. Yeah, it said it somewhere here. I can't see it now, but there was a thing that said they tried to condense it because it was there's so many years that he was there. They had to condense it down. So they basically used that first year that he was there. I guess that's the way they did it. So it's very similar to Booby from Mojo there. Texas,
the Panther School, yeah, Friday Night Lights.
It's very similar to him. He became a basically he used to be there and he helped coach and he'd run through the thing and very similar. He wasn't what do you call it?
No, I got what you're saying.
But it's very similar. Very similar.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I guess the biggest thing about this movie is he says at the end he's like or I forget when he says it, but he's like we're not teaching radio, he's teaching us.
Yeah,
I think he said that. He's teaching them how to become a better society because again you think
I agree.
You push you put it under the rug. You kind of don't ask, don't tell about them, and
this kid would do anything for you.
Yeah,
most of them are like that. Most of them are. They don't know any better, and they just that's the nice part of us. I hate to say it, that's the part of us that's in us, most of us, but some of you don't see it. So.
Yeah.
But they don't know any better, so that's how they are. So. But yeah, you're right. That's a good quote there. Yeah. But yeah, I love the movie. It was very well done. I thought the acting was good and a good mix of people in it. It went pretty good, even for an hour and 49. Like you said, some stuff could have probably been taken out, but some of the football scene. What about when he gives away the play?
Yeah, that was awful, huh?
That was crazy. Yeah, the reverse. Yeah. But as you can see, the players it looked like took to him in the end.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, it's not to say again. They were calling him a mascot, and I was like, it's not really a great term, but I mean, he's just someone like another coach.
Yeah. Hey, but at least he's somebody though. Look at it that way. So.
Yeah. Oh, it's better. It's better than having to walk around with the cart and again just doing God knows what. No one's watching him. I mean, he goes down the hill again. There's a famous scene. He's going down the hill in the beginning by himself, going in the shopping cart, which
was cool.
A cool scene. But again, it's like he could easily just like what if a car came and just dead. Yeah,
that was cool though.
Yes,
I have to admit.
I agree.
Cool. When I was like in second grade, so how's second grade? How old are you? 8, 9 years old? Something like that?
I don't know.
Like 8?
Something like that.
We used to walk to school course, we didn't get buses.
Mm-hmm.
We used to walk to school in the morning, and these kids that lived on one side, they were like they looked like monkeys. I'm serious.
Okay.
They had a what do you call it? They had a deformity.
Okay. Wow.
And we used to always walk on the other side because we were scared of them. And they were probably the nicest kids in the world, but we'll never know that. But they had a thing. But that's what you learn. You don't learn anything. You're afraid of them because they're different. So it's good. I mean, it's very similar.
Well, you weren't really. I don't say you weren't educated about it, but you didn't know anything about it.
No, I mean, all the kids in my school were 2 legs, 2 arms, and could talk.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I'm saying, that's the way it was.
Yeah.
But the other kids, they shied away. You never saw them. So when you did see one, it was like, what's wrong with this kid? So, but today it's so much more help for these kind of people. So, see, that's the way I look at the movie, because it's a good, perfect example of the 70s, how they treated those people, and didn't understand them.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah.
He's still a person. He's still alive. I mean,
yeah.
But
well, and again, when you get him, eventually, like I can't get him to shut up now. He's like,
I know.
He just keeps talking. So there's a shell of a person in there. It's just the right being around the right people and the right things to kind of help him
exactly.
Him out,
He definitely had an appetite. I know that much.
Mm-hmm.
He ate good.
Again, he was eating the Whopper. Someone had to dig up those 1970 Whopper things, right? How funny is that?
That looked good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had one of those in a long time.
All right. Well, that's all I got. You got anything else?
No, that's it. That was good.
All right. So IMDb gave it a 6.9.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll go first. Again, for me, it was a little slower at times.
Yeah.
It's hard to call it a sports movie, even though I said there's sports in it, but it's more focused on radio and Coach Jones. Let's put it out there. I think 6.9 is pretty much where it's going to be at. I'll give it like a 7. I don't want to give it too low, but that's just how I feel. I don't know. Why do you think it got rated for like the Stinker and the Razzie? Why do you think that? Is there a reason?
I don't know. I don't understand it. It came out in 2003.
Yeah, so it was a while ago, a long time. It was like 20 years ago. I think
those are those.
Go ahead.
Man. No, you ahead.
I think his performance is the movie. It's Cuba Gooding Jr. I think I like what's his face, Ed Harris.
Yeah.
But again, that could have been any role.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know where the budget went to, but maybe went to Cuba. Do you think maybe if they had casted a better Coach Harris and the mother, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. It's true. I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
It did gross 53 mil.
I mean, it did. Yeah, it definitely wasn't.
Bad.
Yeah, it wasn't a. I would say it wasn't a stinker. But it's interesting that I don't know.
I don't understand what people are looking at.
You're right.
That's my opinion. That's good acting, what he did.
That's what it is. Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
To be somebody like that. With the way he walked and he talked and the teeth.
He had to be wearing some sort of prosthetic teeth.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with 7. I think that's solid. What? Go ahead.
Yeah, me too. I don't have to say any more than you said. I go at an even 7 too. I agree totally. That's what I was going to give it.
Yeah.
I was going to give it a 7.
There's a lot of tearful scenes in this.
Yes.
You know,
there is.
Like if you've never seen this movie, I remember my mother she used to cry at a lot of things, but like the first time you watch this movie, if you're seeing it for the first time, I mean, you got to be crying, you're bawling your eyes out.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It's brutal.
It's brutal. Yeah, especially living today.
Yes.
Looking back then, so.
But yeah, that's all I really got.
All right.
I know we're getting close to the end of the show. Fortunately, it's that time things happen. So, I think the next movie we're going to do is 42.
Sounds good.
And you said you've never seen the movie?
No, I have seen it.
You have seen it. I'm thinking of the other one.
I didn't see Draft Day yet. Linda saw it.
Gotcha. So we'll do 42. That'll be our next episode. So we got a few more weeks. And we'll take it from there. And I guess I don't know. You were talking about some of the other shows you wanted to highlight.
Well, no, it was, No Good Deed.
No Good Deed.
And the Black Doves. I'm just starting. Mm-hmm. Did I say Black Doves? Black Doves. And I watched Landman. I don't know if you.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. We're trying to find. There's a lot of our shows are coming back. A lot of cook that we watch. You go through these 2 weeks of the holidays, so all the shows that we were watching before took a 2 weeks. So now, like Hell's Kitchen, I'm sure you watched Hell's Kitchen.
Yes,
that's back.
I watched the other day.
So that's back on now. So it was good. I'm trying to think of what else. Some of the cooking shows. I know Gordon's got a few coming out. Kitchen Nightmares.
Yep. And, his Kitchen Nightmares will come back. Yep.
Yeah.
And Top Level.
Top Level Chef coming out.
Yeah, coming back out.
We
Season 3, yeah.
We started watching Parks and Rec, actually.
Yeah, how is that?
It's interesting. Honestly, it was so highly rated. But it's the same guy who did The Office.
Okay.
So
what do you mean the same guy?
The same
director?
The same creator.
Oh, creator. Okay.
So it's like it was so highly rated, and I kind of don't really feel the need to watch it. It was the first good pilot, episode.
Yeah.
But it's filmed the same way that the Office is filmed.
I get it.
So,
I get what you're saying.
But a ton of people are in that show. You got is Amy Poehler.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the cast that's in it. Yeah.
Yeah, a ton of comedians, but
yeah.
But that's it. We'll see where we go from there. All right, so that's it. You got anything else?
That's it.
All right, that's the ball game.